Hey guys, this is Poet Spice, Jamie Lola Tallulah, and I am here to do a little haul. I got some stuff in the mail, and then today was one of those days, where you just have like a day where you're just, and it's the end of the work week, and you're like, yes, thank God. You're not quite ready to go home, but, you're not ready to go build a fort. So, I ended up going to Pat Catan's today just to see what they had on sale and all that kind of stuff. So I got a couple things there, not too much, and then I got in some stuff from Create and Craft. So let me show you what I got from Pat Catan's, which is a local store. Oh, it's only a few states, but not all over the country. So I got some tonic punches. And this one is a multi-detail punch. And you can see that there. This is a punch and fold. So I thought that was cute. And I wanted to see what it would look like. And then this is the punch. So you see it's like this little fairy. And it punches into the card. So let me show you. I did one. Where'd it go? Well, anyway, I don't know where it went. But anyway, it punches into the card. So the wings stay in, and then the little body pops out. You can see where my cat ripped me up trying to give her medicine. Yeah, my big cat has heart disease. And so every night is a battle. Just give her pills. And there we go. So anyway, side note. So, and then to get it out of the paper, I just used my circle punch and did a 1-inch circle punch. And then you could put that in there. So that's this one. I'm not so thrilled about this one, although I do like the little girl or the little fairy it punches out. Okay, then they had the snowman one, which is cute. And I liked the fact that it cuts the whole thing out. So it looks like this. And then, of course, you could get all those little bits back and then place them back in there. Although they were a little hard to get out of the die. I don't know if you can see that, or the punch. Some of them are still stuck in there. But you could theoretically go back. Then they had this punch, which is a border punch, and I really like the design. And it took me a minute to figure it out. So it has a clip that locks it flat down. And you push that clip in, and this pops up, right? And then if you look at the way they have it... Sorry about that. My camera was doing something weird. So if you look at the way they have it marked, it punches out weird. So if you line it up the way they said, where your punch marks are, it'll come out like this with spaces between. So then I went back and wanted to see, to get that continuous design that they showed. And so if I had kept stamping, it would go off, or punching, it would go off the page. So I liked the way that design was, and I figured out you actually have to, instead of lining it up here, you actually line it up there. So it's a little bit different than what you expect. This one I do like. Okay, so those were 3 things that I got from Pat Catan's. Then they had this Authentique paper, and they had a few pads of the fabulous stuff, and this one is the Sea Maidens by Authentique, and you guys know I love the light teals and so forth and whatnot. So it was $14.99, and I got my teacher discount, of course. So here's this. It's double-sided, and I'm going to make a project. And then here's the back side. Oh, that's gorgeous. And you get 3 of each sheet. There's some mermaids. I don't know if you can see that as well, but some faint mermaids in this tealy color, or seafoam green. And then you have that, which is pretty. Then you have like a beachy sand, and then your stripes, some mermaid scales, and then this. I think this is such a pretty combination. I love coral with the seafoam green / teal. That's such a pretty combo. Then you have this page with your kind of like vintage pinup looking mermaid. That's a pretty one. And then you have this one. And Jane Davenport is supposed to be coming out with like a mermaid, isn't that pretty? A mermaid set of dies. And so they were supposed to come out in March. So I'm wondering if they're out some places yet. I don't know. So there's that. And I always love the cut aparts. I think that's the last sheet. Yeah, you got this little pearl color here. So got those. Those are the things I got at Pack-A-Tans, and that was it. Then in the mail from Create and Craft, I got this tattered lace die. Very Edgar Allan Poe meets steampunk. So you know I was, yeah, going in my basket. And I cut it out so it looks like this. And as you can see, it's a large die. And you can see all the detail in the roses and all that. Fabulous. I love tattered lace dies. They aren't cheap, but they are fabulous. And of course, you know, I don't pay full price, so, you know. Then, you guys know I love steampunk, Asian, and Gothic. So, they had this bundle on Create and Craft, and it was fabulous. So, first of all, look how large they are. See that stamp? That's a huge stamp set. So, number one, let's show you this one. This is some background stamps. And look how big that is. Let me measure it for you. It is, I think they called it an A6. So it is 11 and some change by just under 8. The stamps themselves. So that is a big, so you might as well say 8 by 11. And then how pretty is that bottom one? Gorgeous. So you got this. And you got this set. These balloons. What? How fabulous. And look how large they are. See that? And you have these. And you have these over here with that cool dragonfly. It's so funny because in art, dragonflies are cool. But in real life, they're like really creepy looking. And then you have this one. So I can't wait to see, you know, stamp these out for the first time. And they're by a company called Rare Earth. Oh, A4. Oriental. So that's what they look like in picture form. Precious Silks by Rare Earth. So these two were free when you bought the other two. So here is this one. So now I think I'm pretty much set on my Asian collection. I have several stamps and dies now. And then there's that one. So that one, and then this one. Look at that little building. Ooh. And then you've got the tree, some storks, some little pieces of ground. Got this little bridge. And these are large stamps. I'm like, here's my hand and look how big that, you know, the building is. There's my hand and look how big the sun is. So you have like the rising sun or setting sun, and then you have this darker one with some more, I guess this would be tree. And then of course your bamboo with your storks. So that came in and I was like, oh yes. How gorgeous is that, right? It is gorgeous. So, you know, I have to do an Asian theme TN. I need to do an Asian theme mini loaded envelope pocket. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I shall see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. And, yeah, go have some crafty fun. Or go and take a nap. Whichever.